guys, welcome! In this video, we'll explore the triangle shot build for Stalkers. The Stalker is a versatile class as they can either use a bow or a dagger as a weapon. Among the various builds for Stalkers, the triangle shot is probably the most popular and most effective in terms of farming monsters as it is possible to one-hit mobs. This build may also be used in PvP due to the skill's high burst damage that can quickly kill squishy enemies. However, just note that a triangle shot's 1.5-second cast delay makes it less practical in PvP as compared to the dagger and ADL bow builds. In this guide, we'll discuss the most important stats, skills, runes, equipment, cards, pets, and farming tips for the triangle shot Stalker build. I hope that by the end of this video, you'll have a clear idea on how to build your own triangle shot Stalker. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. First, let's start with the stat build. The most important stat for the triangle shot build is Dexterity since it increases range attack and therefore increases the damage output of the triangle shot skill. Just pump all points on Dex until you have 99 base Dex. As for the other stat points, you can allocate it on all int for higher SP pool and SP recovery. However, when farming in higher level maps with lots of aggressive monsters, it would be good to put in at least 50 to 60 agi for higher flee, which equates to better survivability. Then just put the remaining points on int. Next, let's discuss the most important skills to get. For the Thief skills, you should allocate points on Level 10 Improved Flee for survivability, Level 10 Hiding which is useful for PvP, and Level 10 Enchant Poison to apply poison property to your auto attacks. As for the remaining 10 points, you can just allocate it on any skill of your choice, since the other Thief skills are more applicable for dagger type builds. For the Rogue skills, you may get Level 10 Double Strafe as this will be your primary damaging skill when you're still a rogue. In addition, the level of your Double Strafe skill also increases the damage of Triangle Shot. Level 10 Vulture's Eye to increase hit and the distance of bow attacks and skills. Level 3 Repeated Firing which gives the chance to automatically launch Double Strafe when doing auto attacks. Level 4 Plagiarism to allow Stalkers to get skills from monsters. For this build, it is optimal to get either Level 3 Enchant Deadly Poison from Cookie or Level 4 Call from Spirits from Orc Lady. Enchant Deadly Poison instantly increases attack by 9% for 40 seconds, while Call from Spirits surround you with up to 5 Spirit Bombs, each increasing attack by 10 and ignore death by 2%. Choosing between the two is a matter of preference. Call from Spirits has lower SP cost and lasts longer but gives lower damage as compared to Enchant Deadly Poison. Meanwhile, Enchant Deadly Poison gives higher damage but has higher SP cost and only lasts for 40 seconds. Then get Level 5 Snatch as a prerequisite to unlock Rob. And lastly, get Level 8 Rob which increases the chance to get more materials from monsters. For the Stalker skills, you should prioritize getting Level 10 Triangle Shot as this will be your primary damaging skill, and Level 10 Rogue's Nature which permanently increases Dex by 10 and attack speed by 10%. As for the other Stalker skills, they are more dagger-oriented, so what I suggest doing is to allocate the remaining points on Rogue skills. Max Drop to Level 10 and then get the following skills. Level 5 Compulsion Discount to receive a 7% discount on buying items from NPC. Level 5 Tunnel Drive which increases the movement speed penalty while in hiding state and increases flee. Level 5 Enhanced Hiding to further increase movement speed when in hiding state. And lastly, allot the 3 remaining points on the Stalker skill Vanished. Once you've reached Job Breakthrough, you may allocate additional skill points on the following. Level 15 Improved Flee for faster movement speed and higher flee. Level 20 Triangle Shot for higher damage output, but remember that this is only optional because it also increases SP cost. If you can already kill mobs with one hit of a lower level Triangle Shot, you may opt to skip putting points on this. Then we have Level 20 Vulture's Eye and Level 10 Enhanced Hiding. Now let's go to runes. The most important runes to get first are the Triangle Shot and Power runes. Each of these increases the damage of Triangle Shot by 8%. Thus, managing to get all 5 Triangle Shot and Power runes will increase the damage by 40%. After that, proceed to the 5 Range Physical Damage runes, which increases range damage by 1% each. Next, activate all 5 Damage Percent runes, each of which increases attack by 1%. Then you may get the Bow Mastery runes which increases attack by 8 when using bows. There are 5 of these, but we already passed through one when we got the damage percent runes. After that, proceed to the 5 dex runes. Next, get all the remaining agi runes since we already passed through 2 of them. Finally, activate the free Ignore Death runes. If you have remaining contribution points, just allocate them on nearby attack and refine attack runes. Take note that this guide only includes runes that can help increase the damage output of Triangle Shot. As for the succeeding runes, it will be based on your playstyle and personal preference. Next, let's dive into the recommended equipment set and cards. In general, we want to equip items and cards that increase physical attack, dexterity, and ignore defense in order to have a higher Triangle Shot damage output. It is also beneficial to get items that decrease SP cost of skills, increase SP regen, and increase agility or flee, as these will improve sustainability and survivability when farming. For the weapon, you need to get a Rogue Master's Bow. This is the most ideal weapon when using Triangle Shot due to its Tier 4 upgrade that grants 3% Triangle Shot damage for every +1 refining level. Meaning if you have a +10 Tier 4 Rogue Master's Bow, you'll have an additional 30% increase in Triangle Shot damage. Remember though that refining and upgrading Rogue Master's Bow will cost a lot, so you may opt to do this in the later stages. A strong alternative to the Rogue Master's Bow is the Mystery Bow. This is a good option especially when you're coming from the sniper multi-job. If you were using this bow as a sniper, this would save you Zenny, as a +10 Tier 4 Rogue Master's Bow is quite expensive. In addition, you can also use the Mystery Bow when switching to the ADL build. As long as you can still one-hit mobs with the Mystery Bow, this is a suitable alternative. Also note that when the Shadow Chaser 3rd class arrives, the Mystery Bow will be good when switching to the Mana Trap build due to higher attack power. For the weapon cards, it will depend on the monsters you're farming. Use an appropriate element, size, or race card to boost damage. As an example, if you're farming Phenomena, which is a water element, medium size, and fish race, then you can inlay your bow with 2 of each or a combination of the following cards: Drain Layer card, Skeleton Worker card, and Flora card. For the offhand, get a Niles bracelet as it increases ranged attack by 15%. It is also good to get a Rosa bracelet when fighting against mobs with high def. Personally, I would prefer using a Niles bracelet for farming since most monsters in the fields and dungeons have low def. Next, for the armor, use the slotted tights and upgrade it to Tier 3 for additional 8% attack damage. This is relatively cheap and gives high attack power. Another good armor for Stalkers is the Bohemian Coat. At Tier 4 and +10 refinement, it gives +8% range attack and +5% ignore def. However, it is very costly to upgrade and refine the Bohemian Coat to +10, so you may settle with the good old tights first. As for cards, you may place an Archer Skeleton Star card for additional 5% attack. Then for the garment, equipping an Ancient Cape would be good because of the additional 15% ignore def stat. However, if the monster you're facing have low def such as a Dark Priest, you can just use other garments such as a Staunch Cape or Blue Wave Cape. For garment cards, I recommend having a Ninetail card for higher agi and flee. As for the foot gear, you can get shoes for more SP recovery. You can have it slotted so that you can inlay an gear card for better SP regen. Rune boots, which grants +3% attack, is also a good option, but it is quite expensive, so you may want to save this for the late game. For the accessories, you can choose any of the following: the Luna Bruise if you want to increase SP sustainability, or the gloves if you want higher damage output. You can then inlay a Zerum card which gives +4 dex and +1 int. For the headgears, these are the suggested items. For the head, craft a cat ear bay which gives +5% attack and put in any of the following cards: an Incubus card which increases SP regen by 15%, a Mist Case card which restores 10 SP for each attack to monsters every 5 seconds at most, or a Rocker Star card which increases dex by 2 and attack by 20. For the face, get a Nut on Head as it increases hit by 5 and ignore death by 5%, or a Dragon Scale Stripe as it gives +10 dex and +5 int. For the mouth, you can get a Blowgun for more dexterity. For the back, craft a Devil Wing for additional +1 on all attributes and plus 5% damage, or a quiver for additional 7% range damage. And for the tail, you can get either a Matrosa's tail or a Beast's tail. I did not include gacha headwear since these are only optional. You can still achieve massive damage without spending real money. As for the enchantment, you should aim to have the 4th enchant morale, which gives 5 to 20% ignore death stat, or arch, which increases range attack by 2.5 to 10%. As for the pets, you may either get a desert wolf baby, which gives plus 5% death penetration at max skill level, or a Diverucci, which increases attack by 40 and flee by 10 at max skill level. Lastly, here are my top 5 farming tips you need to take note of before starting. Tip number 1. For your auto skill slots, you need to put in triangle shot and a play dry skill practice while learning. Although not that efficient, you may also add in auto attack, but only if there's little HP left when you use triangle shot. Tip number 2. Triangle shot is affected by elemental converters. UC converters will significantly increase the damage of your triangle shot against monsters with elemental weakness. Activate Flame Heart for earth element monsters like the Orc Archer and Orc Lady, or undead element monsters like the Dark Priest and Evil Druid. Activate Great Nature for wind element monsters like Punk and Carrot. Activate Rough Wind for water element monsters like Phenomena and Anolian. And lastly, activate Mystic Frozen for fire element mobs like Cobalt Archer and Brightlight. As an added tip, I don't suggest using elemental arrows for farming since you'll use up more than 1,000 arrows in 15 minutes, so it's more economical to use converters. Tip number 3. Eat cooked food. Cooking and eating food boosts attack and ignore defense stats for a cheap price. Examples of these foods are the Fantasy Fish Soup and Aldebaran Fish Soup. However, when you can already one-hit mobs with triangle shots even without this food, then just cook and eat the original Will salad, which reduces cast delay by 2.5%. At 6 food stacks, your triangle shot will have a 1.3 second cast delay. Although the figure is minimal, I noticed that this will slightly increase farming efficiency in areas with relatively high spawn rate, such as in Clock Tower Basement 1. Their use of cooked food is for SP store. You may consume 999 1-star food for SP discharge. Tip number 4. Buy items from the food shop. The 7% discount provided by the compulsion discount skill will be very beneficial when you buy meals from the food shop. You can get warm or hot meals to help in SP region. You may also boost your triangle shot damage by consuming Dex Meal A. I don't recommend Dex Meal B for farming as it is not that cost efficient. Tip number 5. Lastly, invest in weapon and accessory enhancement, guild combat blessings, and Adventure Handbook deposit rewards in order to achieve higher attack attribute. Having huge physical attack will definitely synergize with your skills, runes, and equipment to further enhance your triangle shot damage. With these tips in mind, you can definitely one-hit higher level mobs in order to level up faster and earn more Zenny. Alright, so far we discussed the most recommended stats, skills, runes, equipment, cards, pets, and farming tips for the triangle shot Stalker build. I hope this guide was helpful in setting up the foundation for your Stalker. Feel free to comment down below if you have questions and suggestions. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for my upcoming video on Stalkers where we'll focus more on the ADL build. Today's video shoutout goes to Anthony Tamayo and O'Neil Brian Osorio. Thank you guys for tuning in. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love for you to consider subscribing by hitting the red subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.